Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'll be doing another edition of my Netflix recommendations. If you don't know already, I do Netflix recommendations for each month to let you know what the best shows and best movies are from that month. So if you're really into Netflix like me, you can find these recommendations at the end of every single month, and I am an avid Netflix watcher. I watch too much, to be honest. So if you're looking for some really good recommendations and you don't know what to watch next, then stay tuned because I'll be going through the 3 best shows and best movies from the month of August. So I'm going to start off with the top 3 shows from Netflix this month. So the first one that I loved from this month is called Away. So this is a new Netflix original. It's kind of an action mixed with a thriller with a little bit of family drama. So essentially what it's about is there's this woman, she's trained her whole life to be an astronaut, and she's going to be the commander leading a group of other astronauts to land onto Mars. So NASA is basically trying to have the first humans on Mars, so she's a part of that mission and she's the leader. And the show, I believe, takes off with her in space, but it goes back and forth between present time and the past to kind of give you a background on what she did to get there, and then also what's going on down on Earth with her family while she's up in space. So what I really love about this one is that it's really interesting because the group of people that are on the space shuttle with her are all from different countries. So you kind of have different storylines all going on at the same time, and you learn about the different characters. Obviously the main storyline is about this woman, but you learn about the different astronauts and what's going on with their families. And it's just a really interesting kind of action thriller where you're wondering the whole time if they're gonna make it to Mars, and then also what are the repercussions gonna be back down on Earth, because obviously being away from your family that long, there can be a lot of things that go wrong, and obviously it's a show, so there is a lot of things that go wrong. And it kind of centers around that push and pull between trying to pursue your career that you've really dreamt of doing your whole entire life, and then your family and your loved ones, and kind of having to choose between those two things. So it's just a really good show to watch if you're interested in shows that kind of have a drama aspect, but also have that action component, and that really leads up to a really big finale at the end. The next show is called The Duchess, and I'm pretty sure it's another Netflix original, and I think it was made in the UK, but I'm not 100% sure. Everybody in the show has an English accent except for the main girl, who is supposed to be Canadian. I don't know if she is in real life, but that kind of intrigued me to it since I'm Canadian. So basically what it's about is this Canadian woman, she goes to the UK and she ends up getting pregnant by this guy who's in a band there. And she now has a 10-year-old daughter, and they're not together or anything. They actually hate each other, the mom and the dad. But just to give you guys a little sneak peek, the daughter doesn't know that they hate each other. They kind of put on a charade when they're around the daughter to make her think that they actually like each other, which they don't. They absolutely hate each other's guts. But basically the whole show is kind of the dynamic between the mother, the father, the daughter, and then their respective kind of boyfriend, girlfriends that come and go. What I loved about the show is that it was comedic, and although it had some drama components because it is centered around a family, overall the vibe that you get from the show is comedy. So in each episode you're pretty much laughing the whole way through, and the mom is super witty and kind of says really gruesome things, but it's kind of in a funny way, so you kind of just go with it. So if you're looking for a show that you can kind of just watch and relax and not have to think too much but still get entertained at the same time and get a good laugh, then this is a really good one to watch. And I finished it literally in a day. It goes by so quick because the episodes range between 20 and 30 minutes, I think. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit shorter and gets to the point, then this would be a really good show for you. The third show that I really think that you should check out is called Greenleaf. So this has actually been going on for, I believe, 6 seasons. I could be wrong, but the final season was just put on Netflix. And this is a show that I'm pretty sure is produced by Oprah. She's in quite a few episodes, but she's not the main character. But knowing Oprah, she probably has a hand in it somewhere. So basically it's about this family. They're super religious, and the dad of the family is a pastor at this church, and they all attend the church except for the one daughter who moved away to a different state. But in the opening season you see that she comes home to visit her family for a funeral, and from there are so many secrets. Oh my goodness, the secrets that get revealed in this show that these people have been holding on to. I know it's not a real show, but you just get so into it because there are so many things that come out that you never think would come out, and if you love a drama, you're gonna love this one. So check this one out if you really love dramas and you like that kind of cliffhanger at the end of each episode, which is great because it's all on Netflix now, so you don't even have to wait a week or something to try and find out what happens. And I love that kind of suspense, so So if you're the same way, then you're really gonna love this show. And this was the final season that just got put up on Netflix, so you won't have to keep waiting for a new season. You'll get a conclusion to the show. So if you're interested in a series that's gonna take a little bit more time to finish, then this would be a really good one. And if you've already started some of the seasons, then the last season you are going to love. Okay, so now that I've gone through the top shows on Netflix this month, I'm gonna go through the top 3 movies that I loved and literally would watch again. So the first one is called Social Dilemma, and if you haven't heard about this by now, I don't know what you're doing, but you need to get on this. This is a documentary, and even if you don't like documentaries, I promise you, you will like this one because it relates to everybody. It's about social media and how it's created and the people behind all the programming and everything within the companies, what they're taught and told to do. So it's really interesting because you see from kind of a psychological standpoint that the creators of these apps and websites really do not care at all about your mental health. And everybody that's in the documentary are past employees of some of the biggest companies and apps. So you get an inside look on reasons why they left the company and why it made them uncomfortable and things that they learned that were really detrimental to our health. So I really like it just from an educational standpoint to get a different perspective on social media, because it's super easy to just get caught up and addicted to social media without actually thinking about what it's actually doing to you. So honestly, I would recommend this for anybody, whether you're in documentaries or not. It's just a great inside look into the social media industry, and it really will shock you at some of the things that you find out and some of the things that people say in the documentary. So definitely check this one out. And it's only an hour and a half, so it's not that long, and it really is worth sitting through. So trust me, you're gonna be thankful that you watched it because you're gonna realize so much. It's honestly mind-blowing. Like, you just need to watch it. The next movie is called One Bedroom, and this is a thriller. I don't think it's that popular on Netflix right now, but it's kind of one of those hidden gems that they're not really advertising, but is so good. It's essentially about this girl. She moves to a new state away from her family where she's starting a new job, and she's looking for an apartment to rent. So she finds this complex and she really likes it, so she moves in there, and she doesn't have a great relationship with her family, so it's basically like she's starting new in this new city. So she moves into this apartment and she goes to work, and she's just kind of trying to get a feel for the neighborhood and people that she can really just become friends with, since she's really new and doesn't really know anybody. And in the process of doing that, some very creepy things happen, and honestly, this movie keeps you on the edge of your seat throughout the entire movie. You do not know what's going to happen next, and it's really hard to tell when people are being genuine or not, so that makes it even harder to tell what's going to happen next. But if you really like movies where you're kind of jumping up and turning your face away from the screen, then this would be a really good one. And at the end of the movie, there's a twist ending that you probably aren't going to see coming, so if you love a good twist ending like me, then you're gonna love this movie. So the last movie is called Devil All the Time. So if you haven't seen this trending on Twitter by now, it's with Robert Pattinson and Tom Holland. This is kind of a slower movie, so it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it is something that has a lot of depth to it. So if you like kind of critical thinking and really thinking about why characters do certain things and just the psychology behind it all, then you'll probably enjoy this movie. It's one of those dramas with a lot of philosophy behind it, so you have to do some kind of deep thinking while watching the movie. So what it's about is this kid who grows up in a really small town with his mom and dad who are super religious, and as he gets older, he starts to realize that there are some really not so great people in the town doing a lot of bad things that are going unpunished because there's a lot of corruption within the town. So basically, he takes matters into his own hands and tries to protect his family and kind of get revenge on the bad people who are doing all these terrible things. And it's really, really thought-provoking just because you get to see him go from a really young age to an adult and see all the things that kind of shaped who he is and the things that he went through and why he acts the way he does. So again, if you're looking for that kind of thinking movie where there's a lot of deeper meaning to things, then you're really gonna like this one. And also the acting is amazing, so I would check this one out. Even if you're not that into slower types of movies, just watching one once in a while kind of just makes you think. So check it out and let me know what you think. Well, that's it. Those were the top 3 shows and movies from this month that I really, really enjoyed. I watch a lot of different genres and I like pretty much everything, so hopefully you find something in this list that you really want to go check out now. And if you do, make sure to comment down below which show or movie you checked out and if you liked it or not. And if you haven't already and you're looking for some more Netflix recommendations, you can check out my other 2 videos from the past 2 months where I go through more shows and movies that I really love and that are still on Netflix right now. So check those out if you want some more recommendations. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and the notification bell. And of course, subscribe for more Netflix recommendations every month. See you guys later. Bye.